Right. Talk pressures with me. Talk what you feel, where you feel it is normally, what we've been working on, what we've been doing. Okay.
Well,
where does it start?
At start, I start fractionally left.
Good. That's what it should be. About 55% lead side.
And then
good.
in takeaway, I feel myself go right.
Good. Land heavy right. And then as you get back to the top.
Go back this way.
Yep. Good. Good. Yeah. Give me a few more of those. Good. 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 Bit of a slippery surface. But what does that tell you if it's twisting?
I'm forcing it this way.
And yeah, what's that? That's talking about torques.
Torque, yeah. Right.
Good. 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 Do it slower now. Go up. Good. And then as you recenter, recenter, recenter. Good. Good. Again. So what do you feel like this does, and what does ball position have an effect on what you're doing here with shift?
If my ball's too far back, I won't shift this way.
Good.
If my ball's forward, I have to shift this way. Otherwise, I dig a trench.
And when that ball's too far back, what does that do to your ball flight?
Draws. Low draws.
Good.
Which, for me, not bueno.
Good.
I like having it almost too far forward, so as I get this way, I have to chase it.
Yeah, 100%. And what you're talking about there as well is you're not going to get too far that way, which is a tendency when the ball goes back.
Yeah.
Right? When the ball goes back, your tendency go up. Your tendency when the ball's too far back is to go way too much that way, and then you've got to go that way through the ball. And that's when you lose that strike and compression.
I've noticed if I pressure my left side, instead of thinking about pushing, if I push into the ground with my left foot, it's impossible for me to go that way, because if I go this way, it's just weight moving.
Good.
And my pressure's not in my left foot anymore. It's
Good.
more like here.
That's the difference with mass and pressure, isn't it? Again, yeah.
So if I push left,
good. And
it keeps me like here.
yeah, and like you said, that is mass versus and weight versus pressure, and people get the two mixed up. That was really good. Yeah, getting those two things mixed up, where going up, your mass has barely moved.
Yeah.
Right, but your pressure is heavy in the right foot.
Which is if I looked on a 2D camera 5 years ago, I'd have said, "Oh, I'm too much on my left side, my backswing." But
Correct.
I'm not, because I've gone on a force plate and I've been like, "Hang on, I know
pressures are telling us
centre or whatever, right?"
Yeah, good.
So
good.
Even though my head hasn't moved much off centre line, my pressure's this way.
Yeah, good. And there's three things that you do in order to keep that head centered really, really well, right? One is rotation, one is left bend instead of being in front bend,
yeah,
and one is in extension of the spine,
yeah,
right? Those three things that you're coupling: rotation, extension,
however,
and left bend.
If I feel like I keep my head still, I go this way.
Correct.
So it's like I have to feel like I go.
Yeah.
I have to feel right,
again
like I go like that.
Good.
But because I turn so much, it sends me this way.
Big difference in feel versus real again, isn't it? And what you're feeling and what you're doing to try and create the desired ball flight. That was really good. Really good. Notice how it's twisting, and that's because you're pushing so heavy that way with your left foot that it's torquing you back that way. And this is another misconception when people are trying to get the pelvis open and rotate open through impact. They just do this. They just do that and just spin the hips open. Whereas what you're doing is, like you said, do it slower this time, but you're going up, you're pushing heavy that way with the left foot, good, and then at speed that torques your pelvis open. So do it now at speed like you were just now. Good.